There are things a man can let slide, and then there are things a man should never accept, but too many men do. They tell themselves it's compromise. They tell themselves it's peacekeeping. They even call it love. But it's not love, it's submission. And here's the cold truth. The second you start tolerating these behaviors, you teach her it's okay to repeat them. And she will, flirting with other men to get a rise out of you, mocking you in front of others under the disguise of humor, withholding affection to assert control, and pushing your limits just to watch you fold. You brush it off. You call it normal. You convince yourself this is just how women are. But it's not. It's a test. One that will cost you her respect, your self-worth, and eventually your identity. If you're ready to discover the 8 behaviors a man with true self-respect must never allow, keep listening. Because once you understand them, your entire view of relationships will change. 1. Flirting with other men just to get a reaction. If you're a man who values himself, this is never acceptable. You don't laugh it off. You don't justify it. You don't downplay it. You walk. Because when a woman flirts in front of you just to provoke you, she's doing far more than disrespecting you. She's gauging your worth. Understand this. Women don't always test you with words. Sometimes they test you with behaviors designed to break your emotional stillness, to see if your frame cracks under pressure. One of the most covert yet revealing tests, flirting openly while watching you watch her. She chuckles too long at another man's jokes. She brushes his arm by accident. She throws lingering glances just long enough for you to catch. Then she shifts her gaze to you, not because she doesn't know what she's doing, but because she wants to see how you'll respond. Will you explode in jealousy, beg for reassurance, shrink into insecurity and start proving your worth? Or will you remain steady, grounded, unshaken, silently remind her that your value doesn't depend on her antics? This is where most men fail. They either erupt and cause a scene showing insecurity or act unaffected while boiling inside. Both outcomes teach her the same lesson. She controls your emotional state. And once she knows that, the respect dies. Here's the unfiltered truth. Flirting with others while with you isn't innocent. It's about feeding her ego at your expense. If it keeps happening, it's about one thing: seeing what you'll tolerate. A Stoic man doesn't enter that circus. He doesn't need jealousy to prove love. He doesn't need to claim his woman like a dog marks territory. He simply identifies the disrespect and responds with quiet strength. He says, without needing to yell, "If you want to act single, then stay single. But I don't share my life with someone who disrespects me to stroke her own ego." No shouting, no drama, just clarity. And here's the paradox. The more calmly you protect your boundaries, the more powerful you become. She expects panic, pleas, and emotional chaos. But when you give her stillness, a clear line, and a firm stance, she learns you're a man who can't be played with. And if she truly respects you, she'll correct herself. If not, to leave. Not as a manipulation, but as a man who refuses to stay in a disrespectful bond. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. And if it is not acceptable, do not tolerate it." If she's playing these games, she's revealing her character. Believe her, because putting up with it doesn't prove you're confident. It proves you're complicit in your own disrespect. And here's the law. If she must belittle you to feel powerful, she has no place in your life. To turning on the tears to escape accountability. A man with honor never allows this. You never let a woman use emotion, especially tears, to avoid taking responsibility. It's one of the oldest tactics in the book, and yet so many men fall for it. She crosses a line, lies, disrespects you. You address it directly. And then, the tears, the shaking voice, the "I can't believe you're saying this to me." Suddenly, the conversation shifts. You're not discussing her behavior anymore, you're comforting her, apologizing, and just like that, the issue disappears. This isn't real hurt. A woman in true emotional pain deserves empathy. But this isn't that. This is performance. This is a tactic to shift focus from what she did to how she feels, so she walks away untouched while you carry the guilt. It works because men are wired to protect women. We hate seeing them cry. But if you allow those tears to blind you, you become an easy target for manipulation. And a woman who can twist you like that will never truly respect you. A stoic man doesn't bite the bait. He stays calm, emotionally grounded, and keeps the focus where it belongs. He says, "I'm not attacking you, I'm holding you accountable. We'll deal with your feelings, but first, we deal with the facts. No yelling, no consoling until responsibility is taken. No shifting the narrative, because if you give in once, she'll do it every time. A woman who honors you may cry, but she will also own her part. A woman who doesn't will cry to flip the script. You have a choice. Stand tall, or get manipulated." 3. Disrespecting you in public under the cover of jokes. If you are a man with dignity, public ridicule is never okay. Not even once. It begins small. A jab at your expense in front of others. A comment about your appearance, your work, your habits. Laughter follows. She smiles. And when you show you didn't like it, she says, "Relax, I'm just playing." But it's not a joke, it's a test. Women don't degrade men they admire, not in front of people. If she uses you as the punchline, she's probing to see how far she can go. And if you join in the laughter just to keep the peace, if you brush it off, you've just signaled that public disrespect is fair game. It won't stop. Today it's a jab at your clothes. Tomorrow it's your manhood. Next, it's a remark about other men being more attractive. Different crowds, same message. I can humiliate him and he'll allow it. Every time you stay silent, her respect for you erodes. A stoic man doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't argue. He simply draws a line. Don't joke about me like that in public. If there's something to say, we'll handle it privately. That's it. No performance. Just quiet power. This sets 2 messages in motion. First, you won't allow anyone to strip your dignity in front of others. And second, you command respect no matter the room. Because here's the harsh reality. If she mocks you publicly, it means she's not afraid of the consequences. And if you say nothing, you've proven she doesn't have to be. The Stoics taught us that our self-worth is sacred. You can't control someone else's behavior, but you can absolutely control what you tolerate. And when you allow public disrespect, you invite more of it. Quick break before we dive deeper. I have something powerful for you. Download the free ebook, The Attraction Handbook. Inside, you'll find psychological tools to trigger authentic desire without chasing. It's free. Now, links in the description or pinned comment. 4. Using your love as leverage. There's a boundary no woman should ever cross, using your love to control you. And if you're a man of honor, you never allow it. It sounds like, if you loved me, you'd do this. Or maybe I should find someone who treats me better. or worse, silence, coldness, distancement, you fold to her demands. That's not love. That's emotional blackmail. And still, men fall into it. They call it compromise, pleasing her, making peace. But what they're really doing is becoming emotional hostages. Their worth measured by their obedience. This isn't just dangerous, it's rewiring your mind. You start believing love is earned by submission. You become addicted to approval. You lose yourself. A Stoic man will never chase love that's conditional. He doesn't beg. He doesn't explain. He calmly says, if affection is used as a tool to manipulate, that's not love. That's control. And I won't be part of that. Because real love is offered freely. It isn't a reward for good behavior. And if she uses love as a weapon, what you have isn't love, it's a negotiation. And negotiations destroy intimacy. 5. Mocking your ambitions and purpose. If you're a man with mission, never let anyone, especially your partner, mock it. It might seem like a joke. She scoffs at your ideas, calls your passions silly, mocks your fitness goals. But beneath the surface it's contempt. It's disbelief in your potential. And if you allow it, you begin doubting yourself. A Stoic man never accepts this. His goals are not optional, they are sacred. They form the backbone of who he is. Marcus Aurelius said, "We love ourselves more than anyone, yet we care more about their opinions than our own." Stop putting her doubts above your vision. If she doesn't support your drive, she doesn't support you. And if you abandon purpose for her comfort, she won't respect your sacrifice. She'll resent your weakness. A woman may test your mission to see if you're serious. But if you fold, she'll never see you the same. A Stoic loves deeply, but he will walk away from anyone who threatens his purpose. 6. Testing your boundaries to see if you'll break. Every man must grasp this. If you let her push your limits without consequence, you teach her that disrespect is allowed. It's subtle at first, showing up late, interrupting you, dismissing your opinion. That gut feeling tells you it's wrong, but you ignore it. It's nothing, you say. But every time you let it slide, you're telling her your boundaries are flexible, and so, the tests escalate from minor annoyances to manipulation and full-on disrespect. By the time you notice, you've become invisible in your own relationship. A Stoic doesn't wait. He responds early, firmly, without emotion. He doesn't argue. He simply says, "That's not acceptable. And if it continues, I won't stay." It's not about controlling her. It's about mastering yourself. It's about being a man who honors his own worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events and boundaries. That's where power begins." 7. Threatening to leave when she doesn't get her way. One of the most damaging behaviors you can tolerate, and one of the fastest ways to kill trust. It sounds like, "Maybe we shouldn't be together," or "If you don't change, I'm done," or worse, emotional shutdowns that leave you walking on eggshells. That's not love. That's manipulation. And men who allow it, they become fearful. Fearful of upsetting her. Fearful of speaking up. Afraid to be themselves. But a Stoic man doesn't play those games. If she threatens to leave to get compliance, he gives her what she asked for, the door, calmly, not to hurt Herb, to protect his soul. Love cannot breathe in a space where abandonment is used as a weapon. If she wants to leave, she's free to go. But he won't betray his integrity to make her stay, because the day you stop fearing her absence is the day you reclaim your freedom. 8. Withholding affection to manipulate you. This one stings, and most men don't even recognize it. It starts slow. She withdraws physically, pulls back emotionally, but only when she's unhappy with you. Only when you've said no. Only when she wants power. Suddenly, affection becomes a currency and your obedience is the price. This is not communication. This is control. And most men, they chase it. They try harder, apologize more, sacrifice themselves just to earn her warmth again. But a Stoic man, he doesn't beg, he doesn't plead. He calls it what it is. If something's wrong, let's talk. But I won't be manipulated by affection games. Because love isn't conditional. It isn't earned with obedience. And if she only shows you love when she gets her way, that's not love. That's leverage. If you've ever tolerated any of these behaviors, it's time to change that. A Stoic man doesn't chase approval. He doesn't beg for peace. He draws the line and holds it. So tell me, how many of these have you experienced? Drop a comment. I draw the line. Let's see how many men are ready to take their self back